about 9, stopped by Talley and Kelso.
You know, we talked to Art Monk and asked him, how do you play at this level for so long, 12 years in the National Football League, always one of the top receivers? He just says he never gets out of shape. And the older you get, the harder you work.
He's not only a class receiver, he's a class guy. Griffin, minor cut down in the backfield by Talley. A loss of 3.
Darryl Talley is the leader. The two leaders of this Buffalo defense are Mark Kelso and Darryl Talley. Talley here, you see him, he just takes on the block. He takes it on with his head, sticks his head right in there, takes the absorption, and boom, he's right off it and makes a tackle.
Kelly Goodburn back to punt. Clifford Hicks deep for Buffalo. Not his best effort. Hicks batted it out of bounds. Monty Coleman was down in a hurry. 8:17 left, third quarter. 24-3 Washington. Super Bowl 26. Pat Summerall with John Madden. We're in Minneapolis. 24-3. The Redskins lead Buffalo.
You know, and it's something here when you get into third quarter, you know that you only have a quarter and a half to be the world champion or to be thrown back into the heat with the rest of them. And the finality is the thing that makes this game so great.
Kelly gets it out to Lofton. First down Buffalo, 11-yard pickup. Johnson on the coverage. The Redskins blitzed him again, but he got it out in time.
And I think the thing that Kelly and the Buffalo offense, they don't want to feel that urgency yet where they have to press. You know, that if they just play their game and get into a rhythm, they can still do it. But you don't want to press and do stupid things.
Kelly gets it to Beebe. Beebe gets to the Redskin 36, a gain of 9. Tim Johnson and Sidney Johnson.
Hey, you talk about guys playing, Don Beebe being one of the real tough guys. Marv Levy says he's fearless. He's playing with a rod in his leg. He has a pin in his leg that they're going to leave in there until he's done playing.
Darrell Green is not playing in that Redskins secondary.
You know, I have the feeling after the Redskin defense got that interception that they've gone a little soft, that they're playing a little softer defense. Of course, that doesn't have anything to do with Darrell Green not being in there. That doesn't help them. But they're not up there going after him like they were.
First and 10 Buffalo. Kelly with time. Go on deep. He's got Lofton. Flag on the play. Lofton was open. Mayhew got back and collided with Lofton.
The two officials are talking down there, Pat, whether it's offense or defensive pass interference. Mayhew was arguing for offensive pass interference.
Again, Jerry Markbright, the referee.
Pass interference. Number 25, defense. Automatic first down.
Against Mayhew.
That's number 35 he's talking about. Mayhew, see, takes the inside position. He was waiting for Lofton to run a post, and Lofton had just ran right by him. Now, that looked like Mayhew was going for the ball. He jumped up and was looking for the ball.
Thomas is the lone setback. He gets carried. He doesn't quite make it. Stopped by Man. About a foot short.
Watch what they do. We'll watch it from overhead. They bring their tight end, 84, Keith McKellar. You see him? He comes in motion, and he leads, and he pours a trap. So a lot of times, you know, you used to trap with your guards and sometimes your tackles. On that goal line play, it was a tight end, Keith McKellar, doing the trapping.
About a foot short. It'll be second and goal, Buffalo. They're about to get back into the contest. Kenneth Davis and Gardner, the two running backs. That's Davis. No sign yet. Kelly indicates they're still about a foot short.
I always think the quarterback ought to argue that it's a touchdown, but he came up and said it was short. We'll watch it from overhead here. Watch, they get a pretty good push. It looked like had he come in here a little more to his left, he would have gotten a touchdown. If he just go a little more that way, he would have gotten in there.
Bert Gouveia was the defensive leader, third and goal. Thomas is back, and Thomas gets the touchdown. Richie Pettibone, who runs the defense for Washington. Watching him now being taken apart just a little bit.
He didn't want that drive. It looks like his defense is starting to get a little tired. The Buffalo offense wanted to be up-tempo and play quick, and they're doing it now.
Norwood for the extra point. And so the Bills come closer. 5:58 left in the third quarter. Washington leads it 24-10.
Blocked by Carwell Gardner. He's here. He is going to block Andre Collins there. Now that is the way you block on the goal line to make touchdowns.
That'll get it done. Taluiso's kickoff goes to Brian Mitchell at the 5. And Mitchell is knocked down just outside the 20 by Patton.
Let's watch it tight here, Pat. Gardner may have the best block so far of the game. Watch it right there. That will clean out your sinuses.
Certainly make you change directions, won't it?
You won't have to blow your nose. It cleans out your sinuses.
It's Monty Coleman.
A very important guy to this Redskin defense. Monty Coleman is the nickel linebacker.
They've already lost Darrell Green, at least on that last series.
I think it's a lot hotter down there in the field than you imagine. They talk about 72 degrees and climate control, but these guys look like they're starting to get tired, and it is hot down there.
Ricky Irvin's in the game. Clark from Ripon out of bounds, knocked out by Odom. 6-yard gain.
That's not a good sight there when they're helping Monty Coleman like that. Because we talked about how Richie Pettibone likes to change guys, and especially linebackers, and this is one of the main guys that he works with.
2nd and 4, Redskins. Ripon had enough of that running attack. Ball straight up, caught by Clark out of the middle of the pack and then dropped. Incomplete. Ripon was hit by Bennett.
I tell you, Cornelius Bennett was hanging on him, and you wonder how he got anything. I mean, how he got rid of that ball. Bennett comes straight up the middle, takes on one blocker, takes on another blocker. They let him go, and he hits Ripon just as he throws the ball. I would think if 97 lines up in the middle, I think I'd really stay with him. I don't think I'd let him go.
Bruce Smith nailed Clark. 3rd and 4. Just a 3-man rush. Clark makes the first down for the Redskins from Ripon.
I tell you, Ripon proved that he's a big league quarterback. The momentum was starting to change. The crowd was into the game. And I think the other important thing is, you notice who he went to, Gary Clark. And the other important thing is, the Redskins again are going no huddle. There is a football player.
We're going to find out, I guess, at this pace, who's tired. Both of them in no huddle. That's Irvin. Stopped by Seals, but a gain of about 6.
I'll tell you what, I bet if they had a sweat contest, I bet Joe Jacoby would lead it. I mean, I watch him in practice, and he just sweats through anything that he has on there. And I'll bet you that right now that he has more sweat than any player that's playing out there.
Well, that's a pretty big load to carry around.
Yeah. There's a lot of pores for sweat to come out of.
6'7" and 320. Ripping to throw it. That's Clark. Dances away from one, dances away from another. Gary Clark, another Redskin first down at about the 44-yard line. Darryl Talley finally knocked him down.
Look at Clark, he's getting all excited, and then what he does is he takes that energy and gives it to the other guy. They put Bruce Smith in the middle now. They're trying to get him. Schlereth gets him on one side, Bostic gets him on the other side, and they stop that quick move. They nail him right there. Mark Schlereth has been a very impressive and important guy in this Redskin offense. In fact, he's going to the Pro Bowl this year.
They should. Charlie. To about the 35. He got 8. Drain and Bailey.
Yeah, right here is like a great fight. You know, one guy has momentum, then the other guy gets it. Now the Redskins took it back. You know, the Redskins had it, the Buffalo Bills got it, and now the Redskins are just getting it back right now, and they're doing it with no huddle, too. Remember I said Gary Clark is a football player? He not only, you know, catches it and gets open, but he'll also block.
This is Irvin on second down. Close to a first with that last spin. Bruce Smith on the stop.
You know, Joe Gibbs calls this no huddle, and he does it. He makes a circle with his hand and then a finger straight down with the other hand. It means quit. And then any time that he wants him to huddle up, he doesn't. And when he wants him to go no huddle, he just gives him the Q sign.
Third and short, Russ Grimm comes in as the tight end on the left side. That's probably where they will go. Riggs is the deep back, 3rd and 1. Riggs, first down, Washington. Bailey tripped him up. Riggs got 3 yards in the first.
Well, the tight ends did their work. They go, anytime they get in a short yardage, they not only put Riggs in, but they put the 4 tight ends in they call heavy jumbo. Of course, Russ Grimm becomes one of those tight ends, along with Warren, Middleton, and Terry Orr. There they are. They did their work. Now they go off and stand on the sideline for a while.
First down, Redskins at the Buffalo 31. Washington leading 24-10, and Rippon back to throw. The blitz comes. Rippon underthrows Sanders.
You know, these tight ends of the Redskins are like extra tackles. In fact, you see Middleton running in there. He looks like a tackle, and then he lines up as a wide receiver. On the last play, they had a big tight end out there, and no one covered him. Now you see, here's Middleton out here, and he is covered.
He goes about 270, the wide receiver. Rippon, incomplete. Intended for Clark, and behind him.
Yeah, we talked about how the Redskins mix up their packages. Here's the different packages and how they've used them. Regular, that's 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. They've been in that 20 times. 3 wide receivers 28 times. That's 1 tight end. 4 wide receivers. They haven't done that today. Heavy, which is 3 tight ends, 3, and heavy jumbo, which is 4 tight ends, 6 times. So they really mixed up their package as well.
And this time they huddle. 3rd and 10. Miner is replaced by Irvins, and he's a lone running back. Rippon is back to throw it. Going deep. Touchdown, Redskins. Clark. From 30 yards away, it's Rippon.
That's what a champion does, Pat. One team starts to take it away from you, you go back and get it.
Clark has 7 catches for 114 yards and the touchdown. Lohmiller was about to try the extra point with Rutledge holding. Buffalo jumped.
I wonder what Gary Clark's doing now. I don't think he's getting ready for that old bucket trick.
On the kickoff.
So they'll kick off. Lohmiller will when he does after the extra point.
Tell you one thing, you're not going to get that ball away from Clark.
31-10, Washington. A minute 24 left to play in the third quarter, Tom.
Yeah, the pass protection has been there. Mark Rippon is throwing perfect passes. I think he's the best at this, the best deep toucher is. And when you have a guy like Gary Clark and you need a big play, you always look for him.
He does know where to look. Great smile, too. Edwards stays in the end zone as Lohmiller kicked off from the 40 after the violation on the extra point.
Well, you never know a key to a game, but I think the key early was the defense of the Redskins. I think Mark Rippon has been outstanding today, and it may go down at that drive that we just saw the Redskins make could have been the icing on the cake. That could have been the drive that won the game for them.
Both teams, you're right, that observation you made a minute ago, both teams are starting to look a little bit tired.
Yeah, I think it's not only warm down there, but I think it gets stuffy.
Here comes the blitz. Kelly outside Lofton. Sidney Johnson knocked Lofton out of bounds.
You know, when you talk about touch, and I think Rippon on the deep ball, I've always said, has the best touch of any quarterback in the game. I tell you, you look at this one, and there's not a prettier pass than this site right here.
Here's Kelly, has it knocked back to him, and down he goes. He caught his own pass and paid the price. Knocked down by Stokes. A loss of 8. Second and 18. The Bills operating from their own 22 with less than a minute left. Third quarter. Here comes the blitz again. Kelly. His arm was moving forward, but they say it was not. It's a fumble. Kelly is down. He's hurt. And the Redskins have the football.
Yeah, that was a numbers thing. Alvoid Mays came on a blitz. Again, they've been having trouble with that blitz. They can really only keep 5 blockers in there. Watch number 20 come off the corner up there in the top of the screen. They can block everyone else, but they don't have enough guys in there. Alvoid Mays, 20, hit Kelly's arm just as he threw the ball.
And Stokes made the recovery.
Watch, Mays comes right in there, and he got his arm right at the elbow just as Kelly was starting to throw.
First down, Redskins at the Buffalo 15.
Again, I think Richie Pettibone got away from the blitzing, got away from the pressure. The Bills went down and scored. He said, a heck of that, enough of that stuff.
The fumble on the field. It's being reviewed by instant replay.
It is being reviewed. It was ruled a fumble on the field. His arm could have been in motion.
Yeah, that's what they could be looking at here. Cal Lepore is the instant replay. Guy's right behind that monitor. Is it a fumble or an incomplete pass? If his arm is going forward, then it's an incomplete pass. If the ball is knocked out before his arm goes forward, then it's a fumble. I think that's a fumble. You see, his arm, the ball was up there, it was hit, the ball went out.
Mays off the corner.
The play stands.
First down, Redskins. 4th sack of Jim Kelly. 1st and 10, the ball at the Buffalo 14. Rippon has Biner behind him. Counter Trey. Biner. Flag on the play. Biner to the 5, but a penalty marker down. Kelso made the stop. Against Washington, the information we have from the Buffalo bench is that Jim Kelly, although it appeared a moment ago that he was injured, is okay. So he should be able to come back.
Holding number 63, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Ball
Number
against
60,
McKenzie.
Yeah, that's Raleigh McKenzie. He was pulling on that counter Trey. See him right there, 63. That's on the pull. He makes the block there. Then he must have had his arm up around the neck. He sure did. He had his left arm in there pretty good, and that was a good block. Left arm, left shoulder, right arm around the neck.
Yeah. That got it all. First,
Kelly's all right. He's still shaking that arm out, though.
1st and 20 at the 24 now. That's Sanders on the move. Rippon back to throw it. Trying to set up a screen, incomplete. Rippon was under pressure. Cornelius Bennett again.
Well, he had his guy there. Ernest Biner was in that group, but I think the guy he saw was Jacoby, number 66. He looked like he threw it to Jacoby.
That's Stan Humphries.
Joe Gibbs calls the plays. Stan Humphries signals them in. Joe Gibbs is one of those coaches that is really his own offensive coordinator.
2nd down, and Rippon back to throw. At about the 7. Stopped by Bailey, 17-yard gain. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Washington 31, Buffalo 10. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. And you're watching the Super Bowl on CBS. Super Bowl 26. The Redskins lead it 31-10. Just barely distinguishable in the back of the booth.
Yeah, he's right here, Pat.
Muhammad Ali.
He's the greatest. And he's signing autographs for kids there, and there's the champ. You know, when you say the champ, that's one guy, Muhammad Ali. Not only for boxing, but for everything. He made things for a lot of sports. And then that's not chef for the All-Madden team. It was eating coach.
George Foreman.
George Foreman's the eating coach.
Most of us don't really need that coach.
Muhammad Ali was the greatest.
Here's Rippon to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Biner and knocked down, and Bailey and Talley were the 2 Buffalo defenders. Field goal time for the Redskins.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills had all year to think about this one. They missed the field goal, lost in the Super Bowl last year to the Giants. And this year was kind of a revenge year, and they get there and they just can't get into it. They just can't get it going.
Low Miller's field goal is good. That makes it 34-10. Favor of the Reds. The Ice Palace live in Harriet Island. In St. Paul, Low Miller's kickoff bounces to Al Edwards. Edwards is bounced down at about the 24 by Raven Caldwell. (34-10), Redskins leading with 14:46 left to play.
Hey, you talk about valuable people. That coach right there that is facing his offensive line is Jim Hannafin. Remember, he was a head coach of the Cardinals, but one of the best offensive line coaches in football. And the players love him.
And he's put together some unit here with the Redskins, hasn't he? 1st and 10 Buffalo. Kelly back to throw. Out of the pocket is Kelly, Stokes at the 15. His 5th sack today.
Look at Matt Millen. He's there. He can't play. He's starting to give signals to the guys now. But Stokes is the outside guy. He's coming up the field. Then he's going to take an inside stunt, and he gets lost right in there. I don't think Kelly saw him.
Kelly back to throw again. And again, he's chased out of the pocket. Deep for Beebe, incomplete. Bounced off his leg. Don't forget, after the game, a special hour from CBS News. First, a 60 minutes exclusive interview with Governor and Mrs. Bill Clinton. And then, would you like to get rich quick? You can find out how tonight on 48 Hours. You gonna watch that?
49 hours. 60 minutes and 48. I'm going to watch it for 49 hours.
Kelly back to throw it, going deep. That has every chance of being intercepted, and is by the Redskins. That's Brad Edwards with the football. Edwards is down at about the Buffalo 34. That's the 5th turnover by the Bills. 14:06 left to play in Super Bowl 26, 34-10 Washington. Pat Summerall, John Madden. Look down at the Metrodome. Super Bowl 26, the Redskins 34-10 with 14 minutes, 6 seconds left to play. The fans on the sideline, and the Bills stunned by the Redskins.
I think they started off the game being stunned by the pressure that the Redskins put on them.
1st and 10 at the 33. Ricky Irvin out of bounds at about the 19-yard line, maybe the 20. Finally by Jackson. 1st down, Washington.
Yeah, when we went out and watched the Redskins practice the other day, I think it was the hardest hitting, most spirited practice that I've ever seen. And Ricky Irvin's in practice was making moves and runs like this all the time. And I thought this guy's going to be a big part of this game because he just looks like he's quicker than most of the other guys. And I thought he'd really like artificial turf. He says he doesn't. He said he played on grass, and he said he plays on grass at, in college and at Washington, and he hasn't played on that much artificial turf.
He does look quick. He gets another carry on 1st down. Not quite quick enough. Cornelius Bennett for a loss of 3.
What the Buffalo Bills are trying to do is move Bennett around to where the Redskins are going to run.
That's a very intelligent move.
Yeah, then they can't get away from him. If they put him in the middle like they are here, you can't run away from him. If they put him on the left side, which they had him, the whole time, then you can run away from him. If you put him in the middle, then wherever they run, he can get into pursuit.
Rippon and the Redskins now back in the huddle, taking their time. They use the no huddle until they got well in front. Hunt in motion, and Rippon gets on the draw play to Irvin. Irvin's knocked down by Jeff Wright. No gain. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, we talked earlier about how you had to control the line of scrimmage. And I think that when the Redskin offense is out there, you have to give credit to that offensive line for having controlled it. To Lachey and to McKenzie and to Bostic and to Schlereth, to Jacoby, and then the tight ends too. Donnie Ward, Middleton, all those guys. That group there has really controlled the line of scrimmage today.
3rd and 13. They're at the 22-yard line. Rippon back to throw it. Batted up in the air and incomplete. Bruce Smith got the hand on it. And Lohmiller comes out again.
You watch again, Bruce Smith is going down. He was going, that was a heck of a play. He was going down to his left, and he just kept his right hand up there as he went by and knocked that ball down.
From 39 yards out, Chip Lohmiller with Jeff Rutledge holding. Good again. And the Redskins move further in front. 37-10 with 11 and a half minutes left to play. 11:36.
Everybody, you're watching Super Bowl 26 here on Channel 4. It's 37-10 to the Washington Redskins, and Chip Lohmiller's about to kick the ball off for the Redskins.
11:36 left to play. The Metrodome from outside.
Well, this is the blimp. This is the blimp from the outside. Our blimp is flying over, and then we just, boom, we just push it right through the roof, and then we tether it up there. So that blimp goes from outside, gives you the outside, and then, boom, we tether it, then it gives you this shot right here. It's amazing.
It is a remarkable blimp. Edwards away from a couple. And down at about the 20 by Mayhew. Don't forget, coming up here on CBS, the Olympic Winter Games beginning Saturday, February the 8th, here on CBS. Right now you're watching the Super Bowl on CBS, and the Redskins dominating so far 37-10. The Olympics to come later.
I can't wait to see that downhill skiing. I think those guys that downhill ski and ski jump, you know, you go boom and you go flying off in the air, they're the same guys that play special teams.
Kelly's going to take off. And Kelly slides at about 30, maybe the 31. That had to hurt a little bit. Mayhew knocked Kelly down.
We knew the #1 objective of the Redskin defense was to knock Kelly down. And they have done that all day.
And he's stunned a little bit right now as Frank Reich warms up.
Yeah, he's out on his feet. You watch him. He's looking there. That was good coverage, pretty good protection. Now he goes and he pumps the ball there. Then he's looking back and see if they're going to catch up with him. He goes to slide, and it looks like he just got a helmet on the head.
And his head popped into the artificial turf.
And I think that's what knocked him out. He's trying to stay in there. He's fighting with him. They're trying to grab him and take him out, and he's saying, no, he won't come out.
And they're bringing him out.
Well, now they're taking him out.
The Redskins have gotten 20 points off turnovers. In this game, Kelly does have to come out. Reich is taking his place.
Yeah, that's been the thing, and the Redskin defense has caused those turnovers, and it's not only the front four, it's the front four and the linebackers, and the secondary is hit like I've never seen a Redskin secondary hit.
2nd and 1. That's Thurman Thomas. A flag on the play. Here comes Kelly back. Wilbur Marshall. Let's see what happened. A penalty marker on the play. Wilbur Marshall indicating. Let's see what happened to Kelly.
Well,
Holding number 67, offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Holding against the Bills, still 2nd down. But now it's 11.
yeah, when you know it's a bad day for the Buffalo Bills when their leading rusher is Jim Kelly. He's rushed for 16 yards. And you know, part of the thing we talked about controlling the line of scrimmage was not only pass protection and not getting Kelly hit, but also running the ball. Thurman Thomas only gained 10 yards.
Kelly is hit again. The pass is incomplete. Flag on the play. Lofton was the intended receiver, hit by Alvoid Mays. And the penalty marker comes down.
Yeah, and they're calling it on this end because that's what they've been doing all day. If you said, what did the game go like? Just like that play where they knocked Kelly down on one end and they knocked the receiver down on the other end. Always nice to see an official wear glasses.
There was a time that didn't
Personal
happen.
foul on number 20. Defense after the incompleted pass. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
First down, that's against Alvoid Mays. Darrell Green has never returned. Here's the hit that caused the penalty.
Yeah, well, the ball was through Lofton's hands and away.
Now Darrell Green is back, as the Redskins go with a lot of defensive backs. Thomas shakes away from one tackler. Wilbur Marshall made sure he stayed down. He only got 4 yards. That's the inside of the Redskin locker room. And those jerseys say champions.
Well, it'd be embarrassing if you lost and someone had to go in and collect all that stuff before the players that were mad got there.
Wouldn't it, though? Second down. Kelly back to throw it. Again, forced out of the pocket. Kelly gets it to Beebe. Run out of bounds by Wilbur Marshall.
Alvoid Mays has really played well because the Redskins have been using 3 corners. They use Mays and Mayhew and the outside guys, and then Darrell Green has been playing the slot. He's been playing against Andre Reed, so they've been playing nickel just about this whole game.
Third and about a yard. The Bills at their own 45. The Redskins leading 37-10 with 9:22 left to play. Clock continues to run down. The handoff to Thurman Thomas. First down, Buffalo, as he jumped for 3.
You know, you think of the Redskins and the job that Joe Gibbs has done in the Super Bowls, and a lot of teams, you know, like you think of the 49ers and Joe Montana was a quarterback for all their Super Bowls. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the quarterback was Terry Bradshaw, and I think of Bob Greasy with Miami when, you know, teams would win multiple Super Bowls, but Joe Gibbs has won multiple Super Bowls with multiple quarterbacks.
Pass is caught by Lofton. Lofton herded out of bounds by Terry Hogue. A gain of 18. They're the quarterbacks starting the Super Bowls under Joe Gibbs. Rippon, this one, Doug Williams. They beat Denver. Theismann twice.
And that's what Joe Gibbs was. I remember saying before that he said every time we play the 49ers, there was Montana, Cunningham was in Philadelphia, Sims was in New York. He said, I always had to play with a different quarterback.
Kelly overthrew Lofton. The ball just really took off.
Well, I think it's been doing that on him all day, and I'm not sure. I mean, this is a flat field. You know, a lot of fields have a crown, and quarterbacks will have trouble with a crown field. This is a completely flat field, and I think that he's just, you know, squeezing the ball a little too hard.
The field that they practiced on throughout the week had a crown in the middle of it, a big one.
Yeah, and that is different from what they're playing on.
Here's Kelly. Gets it outside to Edwards. That's enough for a first down. Mays.
You know, part of it is the crown, and part of it is the rush that you have to deal with, because you do have to throw that up and around a rush, too.
Tim Johnson, who's had a busy day and a long day, facing that hurry-up Buffalo offense. Needed to take a breather. His place taken by Wilson. Kelly back again to throw it. And again out of the pocket, he dumps it off to Thurman Thomas. Thomas inside the 20 to about the 17. Mayhew made the stop.
Now you look at Rippon smiling there, and you wonder why Kelly isn't going to be smiling, or why he's going to have a headache tomorrow. Look at this. Sacked 5 times, hurried 13, knocked down 10, 2 batted balls, 4 interceptions. Whatever could happen bad, it did happen bad.
Kelly back to throw. The corner to Lofton, incomplete, and no flag. Danny Copeland over with Lofton. They're
still working on Tim Johnson there. They're just feeding him a little water. Yeah, I said that Martin Mayhew was one of the underrated players on that defense of the Redskins. This guy here, Tim Johnson, is also one of the underrated defensive players.
He needed a breather.
They're just trying to cool him down. He overheated.
Third down, 7-11 left to play. Kelly to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Andre Reed. Darrell Green got there just as the ball did and batted it away.
Well, Darrell Green has been on Andre Reed the whole time. Richie Pettibone picks one guy that he wants to take away, and he puts Darrell Green on that guy all day, and that was Andre Reed. Then what he can do is he can double with his other guys if he knows that Darrell Green can take one guy by himself, which he always does.
No field goal. Pass complete to Davis. That's enough for Buffalo first down. He's taken down by Wilbur Marshall. Wilbur's had a busy day.
I think Wilbur's had a great day, especially in that first half. But they see themselves on television, they all do the same thing, don't they? Whether they're young ones or old ones, when they see a camera, they all smile and wave.
Something about that. Here's Kelly to throw it again. Up the middle. To Davis. 8-yard gain. Second down and about 2. Maybe 1. At about the 2.
This is an audible. When he says easy, that means audible.
Kelly back to throw. Incomplete in the end zone. Intended for Beebe. Over his head.
These defensive backs have been all over these receivers all day. This has to be frustrating for, the Buffalo Bills. That you look all year to get back to get revenge, and then something like this happens to you. And then to the whole AFC. It gets where, why can't the AFC beat the NFC? Why does the NFC dominate? And I don't think there's a single answer.
I don't either. What is it now? 9 out of the last 10?
Yeah, and one of the things is, bigger, stronger, physical, more running games, but I don't know that that's true in this game.
6:04 left to play. The Redskins on top 37-10. Exclusive interview with Governor and Mrs. Bill Clinton. And then, if you'd like to get rich and get rich quick, find out how in 48 hours tonight. I want to get back in time to see that.
Be a baseball free agent. Or be Mark Rippon. Mark Rippon only signed a 1-year contract. He may get rich.
Kelly. Touchdown, Buffalo. Metzelars from Kelly.
And again, Kelly took a beating on that one. Charles Mann was right there with him. Charles Mann hit him just as he threw the ball. Watch it, he's going to go a little roll here. He's going to roll right into number 71. Watch, right there is Mann hitting him just as he threw that one. Boom. You talk about a guy who's going to have to take some aspirin tomorrow. That's Jim Kelly. I mean, he has been hit every way but loose.
He's really
throw that elbow, though.
The extra point by Norwood is good. 37-17. Left to play. The Bills took 15 plays to go 79 yards to get that touchdown from Kelly to Metzelars.
Look at that kid there, this kid right there. He's thinking, what the heck? I thought this Super Bowl was supposed to be close. It was supposed to be this. It was supposed to be that. He's sitting right behind Tony Bennett. And he looks bored. He said, how can you come to a Super Bowl and be bored?
There's a guy's not bored.
There's Tony Bennett right
Bennett.
there. But this kid behind him looks like he's thinking, what the heck? There has to be more to it than this. My dad told me it was a Super Bowl. Tickets are $150 a piece. This guy looks
costs a lot
bored.
to be bored.
A lot of these guys are bored. Hey, it's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 26. Minnesota, Winter Wonderland.
You would think onside kick.
Yeah, one would think that this would be a
This is Norwood.
time for it. Mark Schlereth saying we're number one. Met his dad yesterday.
Yeah.
His dad said, hey, I like it when you call him Stinky. It's his nickname.
I was trying to figure out why he liked that.
I don't know. I mean, if you're that and you're calling the kid Stinky, it's probably because it's true. Shift is on.
Kelso will start him. He's got every chance to work. Bills think it did. Bailey. The Bills have it. Bailey came up with it.
Hey, one thing Norwood did is he drives that thing in here. Watch it here. Everyone shifts over to the left side. You know he's going to kick it that way. Kelso comes, puts both hands up. Go, he says. They all go. Norwood gets that ball, gets a good hop on it. Someone made a big jump up, knocked the ball, and Bailey ends up with it.
First down, Buffalo. They recovered their own kick. First down.
First down, Buffalo. Right at midfield. Super Bowl 26 was produced by Robert D. Stinner, directed by Sandy Grossman. The Super Bowl today was produced by Eric Mann, directed by Duke Struck. Senior producer of CBS Sports is Ed Gorin, and the executive producer is Ted Shaker. Joe Gibbs is a producer also.
Well, and he's arguing now that did the ball go 10 yards?
Field is being reviewed by instant replay.
Yeah, he hit it right over. He came down after the 10-yard mark, so it did go. The thing they're reviewing is, did the onside kick go 10 yards? It did go 10 yards. Now, Joe Gibbs called timeout on that play, Pat, and I think that he wanted to get a review, and that's why he took the timeout. They're looking to see where he touches it. He's up in the air. Now, if we can stop it right there, then you got a tough one right there. I mean, he touches it. I don't know. This is where you need a perpendicular horizontal.
After further review, the play stands. First down, Buffalo.
First down, Buffalo. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. And this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the Washington Redskins, and the Buffalo Bills, and the National Football League is prohibited. First down, Buffalo at midfield.
Yeah, what they said in the replay booth, Cal Lepore, again being the replay director, said that it was inconclusive because he didn't have one of those T-squares.
I'd be leery of an official with a T-square.
I think a good official always carries a T-square and has a holster for it.
Kelly gets it to Davis. Davis gets it to about the 37 of the Redskins before Darrell Green wrestles him to the ground after a gain of 13, and they hurry up. 37-17 Redskins, 5.5 minutes now left to play.
That's Darrell Green there. Remember, that's the way he got hurt trying to tackle Barry Sanders in the championship game.
Kelly incomplete. Andre Reed, the intended receiver.
Well, and again, Darrell Green has been on Andre Reed all day. Like we said before, they put him on one of their receivers or their best receivers, then they can double all the guys.
Second down and 10, Buffalo at the Redskin 38. Kelly throwing on every down. Here comes the blitz. Kelly is hit again. Incomplete. Wilbur Marshall. You know, you start thinking about most valuable players. You think about Gary Clark. You think about Mark Rippon. But you also have to think about the guy on defense, number 58.
Yeah, I think if there's been a guy that has really stood out on defense. I think this Redskin defense as a team has played well. And then if you had to pick an individual within that team, I would pick Wilbur Marshall because he has been all over the field.
Kelly to throw. Lofton incomplete. Flag on the play. Now Boyd Mays hit Lofton as the ball arrived.
You know, and there are things, too, you know, that great players play great in big games.
Pass interference, number 20, defense.
As you were saying
Automatic first
yesterday,
down.
some people like it. They like the pressure of big game.
I know, and you get the feeling that Wilbur Marshall is one of those guys. I get the feeling today that Mark Rippon is one of those guys. I know Gary Clark is one of those guys. Art Monk is one of those guys.
Bad snap from center, got away from Kelly. He made the recovery and just threw it away.
Darrell Green is one of those guys. You know, as Mark Rippon, you know, before the game and during the week was saying, Leslie Visser talked about it in the pregame show, that his high school coach said the definition of pressure is being able to prove yourself, a chance to prove yourself.
In big game.
And if that's a definition, there's a bunch of guys out there that know how to handle pressure.
That's a pretty good group you put together.
They all have one thing in common.
Kelly to Davis. A quick draw, Davis to about the 6. Stopped by Wilbur Marshall. But a 13-yard pickup. 4:50 left to play. The Bills at the Redskin door again.
Look at Joe Gibbs. He's not going to start to celebrate yet. He knows better than that.
Again Davis to the 4. Stopped by Jumpy Geathers. There's Ted Marchibroda, who's the designer of the Buffalo offense. A lot of speculation about him perhaps being a new head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, there's talk that, you know, he was, of course, one time the head coach of the Baltimore Colts, and there's talk that he could go back as a head coach of the Indianapolis Colts after this game.
He was telling me before the game, he said it's such a great place to work, Buffalo. I mean, with the Bills, this organization, he said you love to go to work. Davis was the intended receiver, incomplete. But I think if the chance did arise, not to fire anybody or get rid of anybody, I think he'd take it.
Yeah, and I agree with you that, and you know, and that very well could happen. And to me, the enigma is when you talk about assistant coaches and so many jobs open is still why Richie Pettibone, who every time we watch him, always tends to out defense someone,
really
never
does.
gets a chance to be a head coach.
Here's Kelly. Incomplete. Metzelar is the intended receiver. 4th down now.
As we talk about, you know, Joe Gibbs and the job that he's done and the different quarterbacks and different guys, Richie Pettibone, as the assistant head coach and in charge of the defense, has also done it with a lot of different guys.
There goes Riley McKenzie, who had an outstanding day, as did the whole Redskin offensive line. Here's Kelly back to throw again. In the end zone, touchdown, Don Beebe from 4 yards away. Kelly, boy, what a beating he's taken today.
And he is a competitor. He has hung in there and taken it all day and kept fighting these guys, but it's been an uphill battle. It started out this way for him. The Redskins were going to knock him down. Richie Pettibone and the Redskins believe you got to knock quarterbacks down. They did it in the beginning. They did it at the end. And he still hit that one.
The problem with Riley McKenzie was stomach cramps. So as you pointed out a long time ago, it's hot down there. Extra point is good by Norwood. And I wonder if they can make another onside kick work.
Well, you know one thing, they're going to try another onside kick. Watch what happens. Those guys look like two guys that are playing in a sandbox.
Yeah.
Remember I used to wrestle in the sandbox?
Two guys in Hawaii or something.
Down, yeah. Or like the last thing before you go to bed, before you turn out the light, the last joke, and boom, you turn out the light.
And again, Norwood will be the kicker. You know, you talk about people that do good jobs in big games and stuff like that. How about the guy that's in charge of taking care of the field, who has been for years and years, was for years and years in Kansas City, and every Super Bowl, George Toma.
Well, George Toma, you know, was out here. We did the All-Madden team from here over a week ago, and he was out here dyeing this field. They had, like, he put like 5. There's George Toma right there, right here. In fact, I'll circle old George. He'll be happy to do that. But what they do is they dyed this field. The football field is dyed, and the end zones are painted. And every other 5 yards had 5 coats, and the others had 3.
Onside kick again, and again they have a chance. Scramble is on. Boy, a lot of whistles.
Some of the coaches want to jump in there. Look, Wayne Severe's the special teams coach. He has his head in there. Don Pro's jumping in there.